Today we are going to be making some king and queen portraits. Later this week we're going to be painting them, and then the final step will be to paint the crowns with a special type of paint so that they will look gold like an actual crown. We're going to walk through how to draw our king and queen portraits step by step together. I'm going to have two pieces of paper on my table up here so that I can draw the king on one and the queen on the other. Our papers are turned vertical, which is up and down. They're not sideways like this. We're turning them nice and tall, long ways. So make sure your paper is in front of you. Nice. We're going to be drawing our pictures today with a Sharpie. Our Sharpies are not erasable. We cannot erase any mistakes that we make, so we have to be very purposeful about what we're drawing. If we make a mistake, we're going to leave it like it is. We are not going to scribble out the mistake, because if you scribble across your paper, it's going to ruin your whole project. You get one piece of paper, and we're going to use our Sharpie that we cannot erase. So we're going to listen closely and follow along step by step. You guys have done a great job following all of my step-by-step directions so far this week, so I know you can follow along with me for this one too. All right, I'm going to come around the room and make sure we all have our paper nice and tall vertical, and then we'll get started on our drawing. Okay, so on one paper, I'm going to draw my king, and on one, I'm going to draw my queen. We're going to do these both the same way for the head. So the first step of my project is I'm going to come down from the top. I need to leave room at the top of my paper for the crown. See how I have a nice big crown up here? So I want to come down a little ways from the top. We're going to watch first, and then we will do it together. But I'm going to make a line that goes across for the top of the head of my person. If I make my line, it should be, see how it's almost the size of my fist, maybe even a little wider. You don't want a tiny little short line, because that will mean the whole head that you draw is really small and tiny. You want it to be longer than your fist. If I put my fist there, see how it sticks out past on each side? Does it go all the way to the edges of my paper? No, it's just kind of right there in the middle. It's near the top, but not at the very top edge, because I need room for the crown. So I'm going to do this on my paper, whether I'm drawing a boy or a girl. My paper needs a horizontal line across the top. You may do this now on your paper. The next thing I'm going to do is over here at this side of my horizontal line, I'm going to make a line that comes way down, and then it's going to curl out like the letter J. I don't want to curl it in towards, this is going to be the head, not in this way. It's going to come down, then it's going to hook out kind of like a fishing hook near the side of my paper. And I'm going to do this the same whether I'm drawing a boy or a girl. They're both going to come down and hook out. You're going to do this on your paper. You're drawing this on your paper too. The next step is we're going to make a line that comes nice and round, scoops down, and it's going to be for the head. So I'm going to come to this corner, and I'm going to come around like the letter U and make it touch the line. This is going to give me a space to draw my face inside of. This is for the head. So I start on this corner, and I come down, hook around, and touch the other line. And I do this the same whether I'm drawing a boy or a girl. Curve it down and then make it come up and touch like a U shape. The next thing is we're going to give some hair. Now, this hair on this one definitely looks like a girl, but sometimes, a long time ago, boys had really long hair too. And we know that there are boys now that have short hair. There are boys that have long hair. Everyone has different types of hair. So there's a couple of different ways that you could do the hair on your king or queen. I'm going to show you two ways. If I'm drawing a girl, I'm going to come right to the middle of this line. I'm going to find the middle, And I'm going to make one line that curves this way and touches the side. And I'm going to make one line that curves this way and touches the side. So the two lines come away and touch the side. And you can do this for a girl or for a boy because we're making the hair that's on the top of the head. If this one over here is my boy, there's a couple of ways I could do it. The line could be smooth like this, or the line could be pointy like this. The line could also be bumpy. So if I look at, let's see, maybe another piece of paper to show what a bumpy one could look like. If this one wanted to be bumpy, I could do the line like this, because we all have different types of hair. So pick one that you like, whether it's the bumpy or the zigzag. If it's a girl, you probably just want this plain smooth one, and boys can have the smooth one too. If you look at the king on this drawing, he has the smooth one as well. So it's totally up to you. Just pick one and put it on your paper. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to give some curved lines on the hair. So if I have this hair, I can curve the lines like this. If I have this zigzaggy hair, I could give some more zigzag lines across for the hair. If I have the bumpy hair like this, I could give some more bumpy lines. So pick one of those that you're working on and add some lines for your hair. The next step is going to be the eyes. So I'm going to make 2 ovals. We practiced our ovals yesterday, about the same size for the eyes. This is just the outer part. We're going to put the inner part in them in just a minute. But first, we need 2 ovals for the eyes on our paper, no matter which one you're drawing. Inside of the ovals, at the bottom, I'm going to make a black circle inside of both eyes. Filling in a black circle inside of both of the eyes at the bottom. Okay, for the nose, we're going to come between the eyes and we're going to make kind of an L shape for the nose. It's a really easy way to draw a nose. There's lots of ways to draw noses, and we'll learn some other ones as you guys move up in your grade levels. But for right now, these are kind of like a character, and we're going to give it an L-shaped nose. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to give our person a mouth, and I'm going to show you how to make the mouth. There are different ways to make it. So, we are not talking. If you're making a girl, you're going to bring your lips to a little curve, so it's almost like the top of a heart. So you have a curved line that comes down and over. If you're making a boy, your mouth is going to curve across without a little dip in it. This is because we have a little Cupid's bow is what we call it, and women kind of outline their Cupid's bow with their lipstick. It's a little more pronounced. And for our boys, this is the top of our lip. We're going to draw a bottom part. So this is not a frown. I know you may be looking at mine and thinking I made him a frowny face. I'm going to connect this with a bottom part to the lip in just a minute, but I'm not there yet. This is not the finished lip for the girl either. All right, the next part for the girl is to make a line that curves the other way and connects. And for the boy, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to curve it downward and connect it. All right, the next step is we're going to divide the two lips with another line. So I have a curved line on this one, and I have a little curved line on this one to separate the two lips from one another. And then because these are kind of like a character, they're not like a normal person, we're going to give them some rosy cheeks, and we're going to make some circles for the cheeks. Now, in real life, we don't have circles on our face that show where our cheeks are, but these are like a playing card. And so they're kind of like a cartoon character, and we're going to give some circles for the cheeks on these. The next thing we're going to do, if you have a girl, you could give some little eyelashes at the top. I just put 3 or 4 lines, not too many. I know that in real life we have lots of eyelashes on our eyes, but if we're drawing a character, we don't need too many lines, just 3 or 4 for the eyelashes. If you have a boy, you probably want to leave these off because boys do have eyelashes, but they're usually not as long as a girl's eyelashes. So we don't always draw them into our drawings unless we want our drawing to look exaggerated, like we have super long eyelashes. For my girls, we're going to take this hook. If you're a boy, you're not going to do this step right now. And we're going to curl it around like a spiral. Kind of curl the line. So I got the end of it and I wrapped it around like I was making a circle. I'm going to come up slightly above that and make another line that curls. I'm going to come up above it and do another one that curls. And I'm going to come to the very top and make one more so it's like I have some curls coming down the side. If you're making the boy, there's different ways you can do this. You can make some lines that just come and kind of hook out to the side. A little more straight like this. Yours could look like some of these that just have a couple little hairs at the bottom. So sometimes they just look like this. There are lots of different ways to do this. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create the top of our crown. This is a fun part for our drawing. I'm going to come to the top corners of the head and I'm going to make 2 diagonal lines that stick up. I'm going to try not to touch the top of my paper and just have them come close to the top without touching the very top. I do this whether I'm making a boy or a girl. These stick out towards the corners, so this one sticks towards the corner, and then we're going to connect them using the zigzag lines we practiced the last time. So I'm going to come from this one, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and connect it to the other side. And I'm going to do this on whether it's a boy or a girl. I'm going to make my zigzag pointy lines that close up the top of the crown. For the body, I'm going to make some lines that go from the neck to the bottom of my paper. So I'm going to come on this side and I'm going to make a line that kind of curves down to the bottom edge of my paper. And I need one on this side that curves down to the bottom edge of my paper. This is going to be the same whether you're drawing a boy or a girl, but it has to touch the bottom edge of your paper.